Welcome to the Computer Science Department at Tennessee State University. My name is Ali Sekmen. I'm going to show you today how to install and use Java software on Mac operating system as well as Windows operating system. I already did 4 separate videos for each operating system. You can watch those videos and go step by step and understand how to install Java Development Kit, write and run your first program, how to install Visual Studio Code source code editor, and also how to install NetBeans IDE, which is an integrated development environment. So I strongly suggest that you watch those videos so that you have all software required for this class is installed in your computer. But let me go and very briefly summarize. In order to install the latest edition of Java, you need to go to Oracle website. Oracle is the company that maintains and manages software and Java software. You can go and download and install for Windows operating system or Mac. You can visit those 2 links for detailed instructions. But again, if you watch my videos, you will not need those instructions. In order to write Java programs, all we need is a simple text editor. So I want you to fully understand that writing a Java program is not a sophisticated task. A simple text editor such as Notepad under Windows or TextEdit under Mac operating system will be sufficient for you. For a while, I don't want you to use any sophisticated IDE or source code editors such as Visual Studio Code or NetBeans, but later, slowly, we are going to progress from simple text editor to first Visual Studio Code, and later, depending on our needs, maybe to NetBeans IDE. With Windows operating system, for Macintosh, there are no issues. You just install and you run Java without any settings that you need to do. But for Windows operating system, once you install Java, you will need to set your environmental path. I'm sure you don't understand what it means right now, but in the next couple of slides, I'm going to show how you're going to write your first program using command line prompt. Once you install Java, it's going to be installed under this folder structure: C, drive, program files, Java, JDK. This 14 might be different depending on what version that you installed, and bin, binary folder. All the executable files that we need, such as Java, Java-C, are all located under this folder. Let's go ahead and run command prompt app. If you recall, command prompt app is going to bring us command line interface for Windows operating system. In order to do that, you go to search, type command, and it will bring command prompt app, and you click on it, and it's going to bring you this command prompt right there. In the command prompt, if you write one of the Java executable commands like Java or Java-C, you will most likely going to receive an error. For example, I type Java-C, C stands for compile, by the way. It says Java-C is not recognized. The reason for that, after you install your Java, you did not tell your operating system where that bin folder is. That's weird, but the installation does not do that automatically for you. However, instead of Java-C, if you write the full path, which is C, program files, Java, JDK-14 bin, it will work fine. For example, here, instead of Java-C, I write the full path, and I have double quotes. I need double quotes because of this white space right there. And it will recognize and it will run. But is this convenient? Every time, are we going to go and type C, program files, Java, JDK, bin? This is not convenient. So I'm going to show you how you can set the path permanently. So from this point on, you just type Java-C and it will know where it is located. In order to do that, please bring up your system properties and then select environment variables. When you do that, you're going to have 2 interfaces, top and bottom. Top one is user variables, and the bottom one is system variables. The changes that you do for user variables impact only the current user of the computer, but any changes for system variables will impact all users of the computer. In order to make system variables changed, you have to have admin privileges. And if you do have admin privileges, please click on path in system variables. If you don't, click on the path in user variables. Once you click, to click and then pick edit. Once you click on edit, it will bring up this. Go to edit and add this line to the end of your pad. But before you edit, put a semicolon. For example, here, this is one pad and then semicolon, another pad, semicolon, and there are many other pad variables. So I want you to go to the very end, put a semicolon, and then add this file structure here and click OK. That's all what you need to do. From this point on, if you bring command prompt again and type Java C, it will just run fine. I hope this is clear. For Mac operating system, now we are going to write our first program using Mac operating system, and then I will show you how to write in Windows operating system. All you need to do is bring TextEdit. TextEdit is located under Applications, right here, okay? You bring it up. Well, when you bring TextEdit, TextEdit is a text editor, but the default type for text editor is set as rich text format. In the video, in the previous, one of those previous videos that I mentioned, I already explained how to change certain settings of TextEdit, but I'm going to explain here again. First, go to Format, make plain text, because that's all what we need. And then go and uncheck, go to Edit and uncheck, go to Spelling and Grammar and uncheck both check spelling while typing and correct spelling automatically. We don't want any one of those. We don't want any kind of grammatical correction or English corrections from TextEdit. Once you do that, you're all set to write the program. Let's remember, there are different kinds of Java programs. One is Java applets. Java applets run on web browsers like Safari, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, and so on. So they are called client-side Java programs because they are like front-end software. You use a web browser to run them. You are the client of that web browser, and the app runs on the web browser. So these are called Java applets. There are Java servlets. They run on web browsers. For example, when you go to eLearn, what happens? You have the front end on eLearn, but when you log in, your login information is sent to a web server, and your credentials are checked via the web server, and if they are okayed, then you receive a message from the web server. So Java servlets are the Java programs that run remotely on web servers. These are called server-side Java programs. There is also Java applications. This is the focus of this class. Java applications are Java programs. They are developed on a program, on a computer, and then run on the same computer or on another computer. So this is what we will do in this class. We are not going to do applets, not servlets, but we are going to do Java applications. In order to write a Java application, we write our program and save it as a file with extension Java. For example, I can write my program and call it test.java. In order to compile, I go to command line interface with command prompt or terminal, depending on your operating system. You type Java C and the name of the program. And in order to run, you type Java and the name of the program without any extension. Java C and Java are both executable programs that comes once you install Java software. I'm going to show this step by step. Don't panic. If you don't understand, that's perfectly okay. So I'm going to show you, and also I'm going to go and do it by myself so you will see it. Let's get started. First thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my desktop and create a folder. I call it COM3110. And under COM3110, I create another folder called examples and another folder called example1. I want to be organized. This is our first lecture, and we have example. I create examples folder, and example1 is a subfolder. So I have this structure. user is segment, then desktop, comp3110, examples, and example 1. So I'm going to go and run TextEdit, and I'm going to type this. You don't have to understand what it is. Don't worry about it. You just go ahead and type public class test and this one. Next thing is that I'm going to go and save this file as test.java under the folder structure that I created. I go and save this under where? comp3110, examples, example1, and then test.java. So now test.java written in TextEdit is saved as a file under example1 folder. Then I'm going to go to Launchpad and type terminal. I'm going to bring my terminal app. Here is a terminal app. Terminal app is the app that we use to bring command line interface in Mac operating system. And in the command line interface, if I type ls, ls stands for what? List. It is going to list all the folders under user segment. That tilde here refers to the current user of the computer. In this case, that's segment. And segment has subfolders, desktop, downloads, and so on. And I say, I want to, in the command line interface, I want to go to the example1 folder. In order to do that, I just say cd. cd stands for change directory. I say change directory, desktop, comp3110, examples, example1. Then if I go and type ls again, I will see test.java because in the terminal app, now I navigated under example1 folder. Here, I'm going to go and type javac test.java. And once I do that and I say ls list again, you'll see in addition to test.java, now I have something called test.class. This is what Java generated for me once I compiled my program. And then I'm going to go and type Java test, and it's going to print hello TSU students. This is what my program intended to do. So this is how you do with Mac OS. Let's do the same thing in the Windows operating system. It's exactly the same. I'm going to go to desktop and create a folder. I'm going to call it comp3110. Under that folder, I'm just going to work under that folder, comp3110. And I'm going to bring Notepad, and I'm going to type exactly the same program that I did for Mac operating system. And I'm going to save it as test.java under comp3110 folder. Nothing special. Then I'm going to bring command prompt. When I do command prompt, I am in the current user. I say cd desktop comp3110. Notice that this is backward slash. In Macintosh operating system, it is forward slash. That's the main difference. That's one of the differences. So change directory to desktop comp3110, and I'm in that directory right now. And then I type javac test.java. It compiles, and then I type Java test, and it runs and says hello TSU students. This is how you do it under Windows operating system. Now we are not done. I just want to make sure that you fully understand this. So I'm going to do this step by step so you can see what I'm doing. I am on Mac operating system. I will right click on desktop. I say new folder. This new folder, I'm going to name it as comp3110. Under this, I'm going to go and create a new folder, call it examples. And under examples, I will create another folder, of course, here. I will call it example1, as we did in the PowerPoint presentation. So now I have on my desktop comp3110, examples folder, and example1. That's what I created. And as you see, that's pretty empty. So I'm going to go and bring my TextEdit. I can go and search for it, TextEdit. It will come. Well, don't panic if you don't see something exactly the same as in the videos. Just say new document, it's gonna bring you this TextEdit editor. Depending on your computer, the background may be black, white, you know, it depends. So I'm gonna go and change the settings of my TextEdit permanently. In other words, every time I run TextEdit, I don't want the default format, rich text format. I want it to be plain text format. I'm gonna go to TextEdit, Preferences. Here, instead of rich text, I select plain text. And again, check spelling as you type, uncheck correct spelling automatically. I don't want any one of them. Then there's font for rich text font or plain text font. I want to make it bigger so that you can see better what I type. And then close this and close TextEdit and run it again. It should bring the format that we want right now. So now I'm going to put it right here. Also, I put my graphical user interface right here. The next thing is bringing up Terminal app. In order to do that, I'm going to go and type terminal, and it brings Terminal app. Okay, this is the app that I have. But again, you can customize your terminal app. In some cases, this might be different in your computer. Terminal app enables me to do command line interface. This is graphical interface right here. This is going to be command line interface. As I explained before in another video, you can go to Terminal, Preferences, and you can change your preferences. For example, the font size seems to be too small here. I can go and change the font size to a bigger size so that you can see better what I do. I close again, I run again, and it comes with the new settings. Or you can go to Terminal Preferences. If this is something you like, you can pick different preferences, like such as that, you know, but depending on what you want. So now I have my TextEdit, I have my terminal app, and then I have a graphical user interface. Okay, I'm gonna go and write my first Java program, public class test, right and left braces, and I'm gonna make this T capital. There's a reason for that. Public static void main string args. Do not worry, you don't understand, no problem. You're not supposed to understand anyway at this point. System.out.println hello TSU students. Okay, so I just typed my program, and as you see, it is not saved yet. You need to go and save it, either like this or Command S. You save it. I want you to save it under desktop 3110 examples example1 folder and name it as test.java and save it. Now, as you see in the graphical interface, you see test.java came right here. But here, if I type ls, I am not under example1 folder yet. I am in the user Ali segment folder right here. So I'm just gonna go and change the directory to desktop. If I type des and then tab, it will automatically bring the next, it's automatically gonna bring desktop. And then if I type examples, no, sorry, not examples, comp 3110, examples, and then example1, then I can go and navigate there. If I type ls, now you see test.java in the graphical user interface and also command line interface. And that means I'm in the right location. Here I'm gonna type java c test.java. This is to compile. And if everything is okay, If there are no errors, it will compile. And I'm going to go and type Java test. Okay. And then it will say, hello, TSU students. And it runs okay. So if there's a mistake in your code, for example, if you forget this semicolon here, by the way, you can go up and down arrows to the previous commands. If you click, it will give you an error. It says semicolon is expected, and it will not compile. And then you go here, compile, it compiles fine. You run, it runs fine. Notice that if I go here in the graphical interface, now I have test.java and test.class, because after I compile test.java, Java creates a file for me called test.class. And if I say ls list here, I will see both files right there. I hope this is clear. But while we are here, let's talk about the terminal app. And if you say clear, it clears the screen and brings you to the back. If you say ls, it lists all the files there. And if you want to navigate back, you say cd ... it will take you one folder up. For example, here, now I am in the examples folder. Right here, I was in example 1, I put cd ... I come to examples folder. When I say list, it lists everything in examples folder, which is only example 1. If I say cd ... again, this time I go to comp 3110. If I say ls, it will show examples as a subfolder. Okay? And if you want to navigate directly to the user, you say cd ... it will take you back to the original location you started, which is this tilde here. That's Ali Sekmen is the user of this computer here. If I say ls, it takes me to the original location. I can change directory, for example, here, desktop, cd, applications. It will take me to that folder right there. If I want to come back, cd ... I'll come up. Maybe I say cd, desktop. See, I type capital D, E, and then tab. It automatically, completes that. And then I can either go this way. Okay, let's come back. Or I can go cd. Let's see where we are now. I can say cd desktop and then comp 3110. It can directly go there as well. You don't have to go single level. You can go multiple levels. If you're gonna come back 2 level back, you say cd ... slash ... it will bring you back 2 level up. And there are a lot of resources that you can have on those commands, but 2 important commands: ls, listing, cd, change directory. You need to get familiar. As a computer science student, you cannot get away without using terminal app or command prompt app, because there are a lot of things that you can do with graphical interface, but there are a lot of things that you cannot do with graphical interface. And at one point, you will have to understand how to use command line interface. And now to sum up what I did, it was so simple. I had a text editor, any text editor. I type my program, I save it, and then I go to command prompt or terminal app, and then I navigate to the folder where I saved my file, and I type javac, the name of the file .java. It compiles, and then I go and type Java, the name of the file. That's all what you need to do. Here, I do cd desktop examples, no, comp, examples, example 1. I'm in that folder. I do javac test.java. And then I say Java test, and it runs. That's all I have for this video. Starting from next video, we are going to dive into Java programming language. And hopefully at the end of those videos, you are going to be kind of almost expert level Java. Fundamentals of Java programming language will be gained at the end of those lectures. I'll see you in the next video.